What is up, everybody? Good evening. Listen, I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful evening on this fine Monday evening. And listen, I'm here to bring you a review of last night's game. I'm also joined this evening by Nitesh. How are you doing, Nitesh? Oh, did you drop out already? Okay.
I'm doing good. Just unfortunately finishing off some of the work. No, I'm here.
Okay.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was just saying that I'm just wrapping up with some of the work, and I will be in front of the camera in like 5 to 10 minutes maximum. And it's all good. I mean, we are watching the game that is going on. Probably Crystal Palace was losing, and as long as Arsenal is not playing, I think the stress level is a bit low overall, as you know.
Yeah, so listen, yeah, so guys, I just want to, so we got big up to 12 people watching inside just over a minute. But I just want to say this, guys, as well. So Nitesh, unfortunately, at the moment, because he's working on stuff, is not able to have his camera on, but he will put that on very shortly. So if you can't see Nitesh, that's the reason why. And also, I just want to tell you a couple of things about this week. Is that the first one? There's going to be no streams tomorrow. So tomorrow, obviously, Tuesdays is my day off YouTube. But Wednesday, I'll be back doing a preview for the game against Mold on Thursday. And then obviously I'll be doing a watch along for that. Then on Friday, I'll be doing a preview for the Wolves game and a review for the Mold game. And also as well, that actually it might be tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure. So I might be back with a stream tomorrow. I haven't fixed up the time with Claude yet to do his his regular show on here. He's going to come on and do a regular show with me. I know he's quite busy at the moment, so that might end up being moved back a week. I'm yet to talk to Claude, so once I talk to Claude, I will let you guys know. So yeah, that's what's coming up, and then also I'll be doing a couple of Premier League watches the weekend. So as well as the watch-alongs for Arsenal and that. So yeah, lots coming up. Remember, guys, do smash the like button. Do hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read out some of your comments before we get into the review, just so it gives Nitesh a bit of time to finish off his work and come on and put his camera on. So yeah, do put your comments in there, and I will read them out.
Yeah,
big up Tubbs, ND.
Sorry, just was adding one thing. Pepe came out and apologized today to the club for what he did yesterday.
Yes, yeah, I saw that. Tubbs ND says Burnley winning 1-0. NHTAYSN says that all the stick United got. I don't quite know. Are you on about yesterday's game? Because I'm pretty sure it wasn't a great result. Yeah, big up Jahid.
He's a United fan, so he's happy about the 1-0 win, Natty.
Yeah, Jahid said, did you see this? Yes, I did watch Survivor Series yesterday, actually. I watched it this morning. I watched it first thing this morning. I got up and watched it. It was, if I'm being honest, it was a bit crap. I
bet you watched it. I bet you watched it for the Undertaker. That was their main selling point.
Because, I mean, the Roman Reigns Drew McIntyre match was pretty decent. I thought that was pretty decent, but then the rest of it was a bit crap. I did like what they did with the Undertaker, with everybody coming out, and then the Undertaker coming out, and that was a nice touch. But yeah, it's the end of an era, end of 30 years of the Undertaker. I hope that WWE actually let him retire now. Let that be an end to it, because you know what WWE's like. They have a habit of bringing back aging legends just to boost their ratings when the ratings are low. So, but I'm hoping they let that be an end to it, because it's a good way for him to go out. Good way for him to go out. And the last couple of matches that he's done, you can see that he needs to retire. Some of the moves that he was doing was being bodged, and especially that match with
Goldberg.
That match with Goldberg at Saudi Arabia, you could see that his career was done, and he couldn't really couldn't really do it anymore. So yeah, but it's sad to see that, because I always liked the Undertaker. He was one of my favorites. Him and Steve Austin was one of my favorites, and I always liked him.
Yeah, and Undertaker's career is over. So is Nicolas Pepe's Arsenal career, more or less.
Yeah.
He apologizing. He did apologize,
something for Palace, says Tubbs ND.
He did apologize,
Pepe's a disgrace to football. Yeah, he shouldn't have done what he'd done. Pepe shouldn't have done what he'd done. Listen, I'm not, the fact that he's apologized, he's probably had read the right act from Arteta, and yeah, it was a stupid move, stupid thing to do.
Yeah, and the fans were only talking about Kieran Tierney and the whole incident, and I don't know whether, like, okay, let's not go into names, but I don't know whether you are a fan of some other YouTubers who are saying that the Arsenal player shouldn't have stopped Tierney and they should have let him do what he was doing. But if Tierney was sent off and we would have one more red card yesterday, we would have been in big trouble, especially with the Spurs game coming up. So I think the Arsenal players have done it very well, and they have actually saved him from getting himself sent off.
Tyrone says Aubameyang's not captain material.
No, I don't disagree with that, but I am saying Tierney for captain, no, because you need to remember one thing, guys, that if Tierney was not stopped yesterday, he would have probably gone all in and probably gotten sent off. So he is also not the smartest player on the pitch right now. Some people were calling out Xhaka, saying that why is he hugging the opponent and why is he like pampering, or you can say in a way making friends with the opposition players. He was probably trying to say the same point, that you my friend are like, you shouldn't have done this and whatever. That was very disgraceful on your part and all that, like the way you went down. But unfortunately, if the way Tierney went, then he would have probably become the next Guendouzi if he got himself sent off. Luckily, their sense prevailed, and fortunately, the fact is that Tierney didn't get sent off. And Tubbs is saying he saw my comment on that stream. Should I say which stream? He knows which stream.
Tubbs ND also says he remembers watching the Bushwhackers. Yeah, that was before my time, unfortunately. That's but yeah, it's mad. Also, as well, an interesting thing that's come out today. Apparently, when this current lockdown ends, apparently they're letting 4,000 up to 4,000 fans back into football stadiums. Whether that actually happens, because they said this before and then it all went to shit. So whether it actually happens is another thing. But yeah,
I don't. The way we are playing, even if they say we will let 4,000 Arsenal fans into the stadium, 4,000 of those people will say we don't want to go to watch the games. Probably the way that we are playing. The fans will say we
Uh,
don't want to actually watch this crap football. We don't want to pay for watching this crap football.
does it make any a difference playing Aubameyang down the middle? We didn't see much in that game. Um, um, yeah, big up Chadwick as well.
Why isn't this working? I'm trying to
He
get
said, "What
something
was
done.
funny? How deep
Yeah.
Xhaka was playing. How crap Xhaka was playing yesterday."
He wasn't
Yeah,
anything special, but then he was himself. Like we know how Zaka is. I think by now we everyone knows how Zaka is. He's not going to produce a miracle. He does that
yeah.
very less. He often is shit. We know that. There's no denying it.
Tyrone says, "I'm wondering if he told Ceballos to play deep."
Ceballos was too poor yesterday as well. It wasn't good enough.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. Um, so yeah, shall we get into the review then, Nitesh? Are you ready, or are you?
I am trying to just get one task done. I don't know what's wrong with my internet or is it something else. It won't. We can start off the review. I will just take a minute in between and I will just drop out and come back in. But till then, we can have the discussion. And if it gets
Yeah,
completed, I will just ask for your permission just a minute to just go off and come back in. But for
yeah,
now,
no
it's not
worries.
happening. I don't know what's going on. I just need to check one article for plagiarism and then just publish it and I'm done. But I don't know. It's not happening because of the internet or some other reason. So let's till then discuss about the game, and I will quickly just let you know as soon as that I need a couple of minutes. Then I'll quickly come
Yeah,
back in.
yeah, okay. So guys, my initial thoughts on this game yesterday, and obviously, as you guys know, I was pretty pissed off at the final whistle of yesterday's game. I was pretty, angry with the performance, and I've thought about it and dissected it a bit more, and played certain situations from the game over and over again in my head, and it's listen, it's there's no denying that we have improved defensively. Defensively, we've got a little bit better. We've not got much better, but we're improving. But for me, the biggest problem is this going forward. Is this creating chances, and we severely lack that. We severely lack creating chances, and I ain't gonna lie to you guys. That's a worry. That really is a worry. It hit home to me yesterday how poor we are going forward, and we can't keep getting away with it in games. And we're not, the wheels are starting to fall off. It's lucky that we've only got a month until the January transfer window opens, but I just listen. I'm going to be honest, guys. We can't wait for the summer to get creativity into this team. They need, that Arsenal need to spend some serious money in January and go, even if they have got to pay over the odds, they're going to have to do it because we can't keep going into this this current situation. And if they're not prepared to spend money, if they're not prepared to do that, then they need to bring back Özil for the remainder of the season just to tide us over until they can, because things can't go on the way it is. Arteta keeps chopping and changing it, and nothing seems to be working. Nothing.
Yeah,
The one shining light of yesterday, though, and I will say this, and Bukayo Saka, he's looking pretty decent. Looking pretty decent, and that guy is he's got a real future ahead of him. He's looking okay. Again, Pepe looked all right when he was on the pitch. Again, not margin, nothing great. And this is, I've had time to think about this, and I've had time to, he wasn't great, but he was one of the best out of a bad bunch. Saka was better. Saka was better than Pepe, but Pepe was not far behind him. And obviously, his stupidity, getting himself sent off is just utterly ridiculous. He should never have done that. And and listen, I fear for Pepe now because it took Arteta so long to give him a chance, and I fear that in Arteta's mind he's going to go, well, you've blown it, and I can see us cashing in on Pepe, if not January, in the summer. I can see us looking to ship him out, and maybe they'll look to get him out in January just to bring in some money, just so we can go and get somebody in January.
But the problem,
yeah,
I
think Pepe's career is done at Arsenal.
Yeah, even I get that feeling. But the problem is, as you are saying, they will try to sell him. There is no, we don't know a club that will be able to even spend 50 million on him. So the problem is, we don't have really a buyer for him. His value was 72 million that he cost us, and they will at least want to get 50 odd million for him. And I don't think there is a club right now that is ready, that will be able to buy him.
Yeah.
So we could be stuck with him. We could be stuck with him for a year or two at least.
Yeah, big up Dan. Big up Taib. Tyrone said swap Xhaka for Ericsson in a heartbeat. Yeah, I would do that as well. To be fair, I would take Ericsson over in a heartbeat over Xhaka.
Yeah, the thing is, the fact of the matter is, a lot of people are saying that Ericsson may not be good enough, may not be this, may not be that. He's not the same player he was at Spurs. But they forget about the fact is, what does Xhaka anyways give the team? What does he even give the team? That if we let him go and we try to test another player who was previously doing well in the Premier League, and we can take that risk because Xhaka doesn't give us anything. So it's better that we take a risk with a player who was in the Premier League before, and don't give him a long contract. Give him maybe a 2-year deal and see what he has to offer at Arsenal. If he does something well for us, then we keep him. If he doesn't do anything, then after 2 years he'll be anyways gone. And we also are getting a player who can create, which we need right now, and we are getting rid of our deadwood. Granit Xhaka is deadwood for Arsenal, actually.
Yeah, and Tubbs ND says if left unsold, the Pepe issue could turn into another Özil situation.
I don't think so. I will tell you why. I'll give you two reasons why. One, Pepe is not as old as Ozil. He will want to play regular football because he wants to play football. He said it. He said it that I want to play football. Arteta is not giving me enough chances to play football and show my talent. So he said it. So the mentality is a bit different there from Ozil. Even though he's not good enough for the Premier League, but he doesn't want to stop playing football. Ozil doesn't want to play. Ozil's mentality is totally just money oriented. He just wants money. He doesn't want to play. He doesn't care what he does. He would rather play Fortnite all day long. And the second thing is, Pepe will understand that even though things have not worked out for me in the Premier League, I have a different league that I can go to. The French league that I dominated. I can go to some other country if I want. I can still play there. I can still dominate those leagues, even though if I'm not able to make an impact in the Premier League. So that is a big asset and a big plus point with respect to Pepe in comparison to Ozil. So I don't think it's gonna be him. He's not gonna be like Ozil, at least because of his age, and secondly because of the fact that he still can go to other leagues and leave his mark there, knowing that.
Yeah. I think it's a bit different, the Pepe and Özil situation. Like you said, I think Özil's just proving a point now. I think he's just doing it because he can. And I think he's doing it because he holds all the cards. Ozil does hold all the cards.
Not just holding all the cards, he's anyways going to be gone at the end of the season, but he is holding the grudge as well. If you see, it's like I did this, then you did this, you did this, then I did this. So it's like tit for tat. He's just working on that basis, and for some reason, that is now not how a professional footballer should be. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, he's not just hurting Arsenal, he's hurting his own career as well. He's hurt his own career as well. He could have spent the last 2, 3 years playing at a club that could actually give him more, and he could give them more. But he's
I
spending it
don't think he
fighting the
cares
battle.
about that, to be honest. I don't think it's foot. I don't think he cares about playing football, because if he did, he would move, and he can't just be staying for the money, because there's teams in Saudi Arabia and that have offered him a big money move. I don't. I think it's purely because Arsenal are free. Arsenal are freezing him out, so he's just gone. Okay, then. I'm going to take the wholesale piss until my contract is up. And he
Yeah,
has a right to see out his contract. Whether Arsenal use him, that's up to them. He has a right to see out his contract.
yeah, that is
If I was in his shoes, like if listen, it's hard to say, because if I was a professional footballer, I'd want to play football. But I can understand why he's doing it. Listen, he's not doing anything wrong, because he's still employed by Arsenal. They're not using him. So he's just collecting his wage, and sitting around doing nothing. So, he's not exactly doing anything wrong.
no, the problem that we are talking about is not because of the wrong or the right. What we are trying to say, he is trying to do a tit. I mean to say, we are not saying that he's wrong in collecting his paychecks, but he's trying to do tit for tat. If the club has done something against what he likes, he is trying to now react and make the club suffer for it. And in turn, he doesn't realize that he is also suffering in a way, because at the end of this season, once he leaves Arsenal Football Club, he has to still play football. Otherwise, everything that is, the reason why he's famous is actually why, because of him being a footballer. So once he leaves this club, I don't know, because he hasn't played for so long, will actually any club offer him a real contract or a decent contract? That is another concern. Or he may have to totally retire from football. So I don't know what's going to happen with respect to that. But the way Ozil is going, I get the feeling that he's going to retire at the end of this season, because he does,
Yeah.
like you said, he doesn't seem to be cared about the fact that I'm not playing football, and it doesn't look like he wants to come back to playing football.
Do you think that he, because obviously I want to get your thoughts on what you thought of the Leeds game. But
Yeah,
before I ask you about that, do you think that he will leave Arsenal at the end of the season? Do you think that do you think that no, sorry, not do you think that he'll leave Arsenal at the end of the season, because it's obvious that he is. But do you think if Arsenal don't get anyone in January, do you think they'll bring him back and use him?
no, I
Because
don't think so.
the problem is, right,
Yeah,
all while we're lacking creativity,
yeah,
um, you know, yeah, all while it's all while we're not creating anything. God, Jesus Christ,
yeah,
trying to get my words out is like a bloody nightmare.
mm,
But yeah, all while we're not creating anything, there's always going to be that question mark of, well, bring him back just to see if he can carry us through, and then just let him go at the end
yeah,
of the season, because we've gone. Then listen, he's not. My personal opinion is that
yeah,
if you're not going to give Smith Rowe a chance in the team, or you're
yeah,
not going to give like a guy like Willock a consistent run of games, or even try and just plug that by using Willian or using Pepe, you've got to do something. And Mesut Ozil sitting there doing nothing.
yeah,
You have to understand as well. Okay, he's probably training. So you think, right? He's probably, even if you brought him in for 6 months, he's
yeah,
gonna be fit, probably fitter than most of the squad, because he won't have played a game. So he might give us the energy. He might not create anything. He might not, he might not score many goals or do anything. But he's obviously going to bring something to the team just to carry us through, just until the end of the season. See, the way I look at it is Arsenal's got two options. Big up young Gunnar in the chat as well. I hope you're well. So yeah, Arsenal have got two options in my opinion.
Yeah.
Is that the first one being that they go and get somebody in January, because they can't leave it till the summer. They can't. We can't go through the rest of the season playing the way we are and not scoring a goal. So they either go and get somebody in January and maybe pay over the odds to get somebody. Listen, they've done it with Pepe. They can do it for someone of real quality. So I don't buy this, we can't pay, we can't afford. Listen, we got mugged off when we signed Pepe. Absolutely mugged off. And I thought, he was going to be a great signing for us. I thought Pepe going to be a brilliant signing. It hasn't worked out. That happens. It's happened to many other clubs. Remember when Chelsea brought in Shevchenko and it kind of failed? Top quality player, and it just didn't work out. So listen, that happens with players at clubs. Paul Pogba, for instance, not working out at United, is he? But I still think he's a quality player. Listen, when he plays for France, he's decent. So that happens. But Arsenal have now got themselves into a situation where they need to obviously spend money to bring somebody in, or they, in my opinion, need to either give Smith Rowe a chance or bring back Ozil for the remainder of the season, because not doing nothing is not an option, especially if they have aspirations of winning the Europa League or pushing for that top four. It's more likely that we could push for the Europa League. It's probably an easier competition. We are a cup team, so it's more of a competition that we could probably win, or maybe even go far in. But they need to do something. They can't stick with this situation that is going on.
I think the message
and this is where Arteta needs to start earning his trade, because you see, the thing is, right, if I was him, I'd be saying to the board, saying, listen, either let me bring back Ozil, because let me tell you something, I don't think leaving out Ozil was Arteta's decision. I honestly don't. I think it's done a lot higher up. I don't think it's fully his decision. I think maybe he's just going along with it, because I don't think it's fully his decision. I honestly don't.
I think it's a decision made mutually. It comes down to the factors that Arteta knows that Ozil is scrap now. He's not good enough. He doesn't have the work rate, and he also did stuff off the pitch, which has resulted in him being dropped. A lot of people feel that he would have been probably informed before the start of the season in the transfer window itself that you should leave now. We are not going to register you. But he's so stubborn and trying to get back at the club that he did not. The next thing is, you're asking me whether Ozil will be brought back into the team. Definitely no. There is a better chance of Arteta coming out of retirement and playing football again for us than Ozil playing now. After that, if you're asking me whether Reece Nelson or maybe like Emily Smith Rowe or all these guys will be playing instead, yes, they will be getting chances. These are the guys that will be playing. If Ozil wouldn't play for Arsenal if he was the last man standing alive on this planet, that is the situation right now. So the thing is that Ozil, whether he wants to go or not, whether he wants to sit out, whether he wants to keep training, whether he wants to enjoy the Arsenal facilities for one last year, he can do that. There is no possibility of him coming back after what he has been doing all over social media and all those things. Even Piers Morgan took a dig at him yesterday. He said, let's go. Piers Morgan said, if only you did. And that pissed him off, because obviously we know that the fans want him gone. And last thing, it doesn't matter whether Arsenal fall down into 15, 16, 17, anywhere there, they will not play Ozil. They will try to get someone in January for sure. I get that feeling they will definitely have to spend for a creative player, which was the problem from 2 seasons ago. since I keep saying this, since Ramsey got injured, we have not been able to replace and get in a few creative players who have been able to fill in the goals and the assists. And I think if this continues, the lack of creativity continues, I think they will definitely go for a couple of cheap players or one costly player in January. Szoboszlai could be one of the options. I don't know whether he will want to come in the mid-season, but if not him, then they will possibly look for two championship players whom they can bring as an addition to the squad. And one more benefit that we'll have, obviously, with respect to creativity, Martinelli comes back soon. So that is another positive.
Yeah.
Now, before we go ahead, I'll just take a couple of minutes to go out. My work is done, and then I'll quickly join in. Until then, probably you can just go through the comments, and I'll just be quickly back. Couple of minutes.
No worries, guys. So I'm going to go through the comments while Nitesh is coming back. So let me get to your comments, because I was reading them as well, and unfortunately I scrolled up just to check something else here. Let me read some of your comments out here, because you got some great comments while Nitesh is coming back with his camera. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right, so where are we here? Let me read. Steve, big up Steve in the chat. He said Bellerin could be no longer allowed to play. Apologies if I missed some of your chats out as well. Leno make the most successful pass to Aubameyang. 5 successful passes. Niles and Tierney as fullback will be great, says Tyrone. Taib says maybe we should have got rid of Aubameyang and Laka and got in Edouard and somebody. Listen, I think we could still get rid of Laka. I'm not saying get rid of Aubameyang, because I think he's quality and I think he's just having a dip in form. Let's have a look. Yeah, big up Grant as well, who's just joined. Said he heard Tierney was fighting with Xhaka because he was actually hugging and talking and hugging the Leeds player that went down this night. I'm going to try and pronounce his name. But yeah, apparently they both, Pepe and this other guy, this Leeds guy, I'm not even going to pronounce his name. I can't even pronounce his name. That's how shit. Oh god, it's just a nightmare today. But yeah, he apparently they both got racially abused, which I disagree with as well. Grant says, don't know how true it is. Taib says, we all know that Xhaka's rubbish as a footballer and in character. Yeah. Yeah, Bellerin's awful, Steve. Bellerin is absolutely awful. Remember, smash the like button, everybody. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, like I said, tomorrow I might not be back with a stream. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't fixed up a date yet with Claude to do the regular show. I know Claude's quite busy at the moment, so listen, I will try and see what's happening with that, but it might get pushed back to next week. Also, guys, as well, Wednesday I'll be doing a preview for the Arsenal Mould game. And then obviously on Thursday I'll be doing a watch along for that. And then Friday I'll be doing a preview and a review. So the review for the Mold game and a preview for the Wolves game. And then I'll be doing the Wolves watch along over the weekend, Arsenal Wolves watch along. I'll also be doing a couple of other Premier League watch alongs. I was thinking about maybe doing a Champions League watch along tomorrow, but I'm not entirely sure who's playing. I might do one. I'll have to see. Yeah. Sorry, Steve. I missed your first comment. Yeah. What? Let me try and find your first comment. Steve, put it in again, and I'll read it out because these comments are moving like mad. Yeah, Grant, I did see that comment, and listen, Bellerin for me should never play football for Arsenal again. Taib says a new target man would help Arsenal greatly. Leeds dominate the midfield. In the first half, here's another stat of how bad we were in the first half. Leeds completed more than 100 passes, more than us, 100 more passes than us. Yeah, exactly. That's awful. Oh, sorry, I completely I didn't hear the bloody the beep. Normally it beeps when somebody comes into the studio. Let me just add Nitesh in.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, I don't know. Normally it beeps, but it didn't do it for some weird reason.
Maybe because you were reading some of the comments and that was maybe the sound that it was making.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, that could be. But yeah, normally it does like a beep thing. But yeah, so Nitesh, let's get your thoughts on the game because I've given my thoughts. What are your thoughts?
You know most of my thoughts. We did it in the Liverpool watch along as it is. But yeah, anyone who has like seen most of the reviews coming in from everyone said the same thing. Leeds were very wasteful. They did not create proper chances. They took vague shots. They got a few chances there which they did not finish. One or two good saves by Leno. And at the end, if it would have probably been a better attacking side, as I said yesterday as well, they would have converted their chances and Arsenal would have lost. Also, credit to Arsenal for defending well. We defended most of their threats and we pushed them out of the box so that they were not able to take too many shots from inside the box. And we have managed to keep Bamford rather quiet. I think apart from the one header that he hit the post, he didn't get any clear chances to convert. And I like what I see in the defense. The only problem is we still don't have a creative midfielder and our attack is crap right now. Every single player in that attack, whether you want to target Lacazette, whether you want to say Aubameyang, whether you want to say Willian, whether you want to say Pepe, none of those players are in form. No one. Apart from Saka, there is no creativity in the team right now. People wanted Joe Willock in the team. People wanted Pepe in the team. People wanted Willock in the team. They wanted, sorry, I repeated Willock. They wanted Pepe in the team. They wanted Aubameyang at the center. Everything was done yesterday. Nothing happened. No creativity against Leeds United. It's not as if it's Liverpool or Man City or Leicester City or even some big team like Chelsea or Spurs who are in top of their form. No, it was Leeds United. And what did we get? Nothing out of it. It was the same old play. The creativity in the final third was not there. Defensively, we were good, but creativity was zero.
But they played better than us. You know, they created way more than us.
They played better than us in the first half, but that too if you, because I'll tell you why. Because a lot of things had changed. Like after a long time, Aubameyang was playing in the center. Pepe was playing on the right. He was finally playing in the Premier League, not in the Europa League. Willian was shifted to the left. There were a lot of changes made. Willock was in the team again. So yes, in the first half we did not look threatening. They looked better. I mean to say, we looked okay. They looked better, the better team, obviously. But when half time, when Willian got injured and was taken off, and Arteta substituted him with Reece Nelson, that should have been the game changer. That should have been the tactical change, the super sub that he made at halftime. But then after that, Pepe got sent off, and it all crumbled down. It all fell down.
I just want to grab this comment from Steve. He said, I'd imagine that Pepe is so pissed off he'll probably hand in a transfer request.
Why is Pepe pissed off? We should be the ones pissed off. He should be pissed off at himself for all that, for all we know. If there is anyone, Pepe should be pissed off. He is himself. He should be pissed off at himself, not at anyone else.
And Steve, okay, so Steve's put his comment in from earlier. He said, in 15 minutes, Bellerin made no passes to Pepe. No pass attempts to Pepe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many passes did Pepe make to Bellerin? Isn't that even a thing to note? If Bellerin was pushing forward, Bellerin pushes forward. You know one more thing. I saw Bellerin being pissed and shouting at Pepe. And he was asking Pepe, why are you not falling back to help me when they're counter-attacking with so many people? You can see that there is a clear need of more people at the back, more players at the back. So come back and help me and then attack from here. Any team that starts a counter-attack, they start from the back. They carry the ball. But the problem with Pepe is, why fans were wondering that Pepe was not in the team. The main problem with Pepe is that he does not track back. He does not help his wing backs or full backs, and he leaves them exposed. And then when the attacks don't come, because most of the time the full backs are defending, he gets pissed that there is no link up play between him and the full back. That is obviously going to happen because you're not helping them. This is the Premier League. This is not the Europa League. It's not a substandard team. It is a Premier League proven team. It is a good team. Even Leeds is a good team. Even though they have come directly from the Championship at the end of this season, they are a good team. You can't say they are a crap team like maybe a Fulham or a Norwich. Sorry, not a Norwich. Norwich from last season. West Brom. They are better than those. Even West Brom is playing better football now. They troubled Manchester United. They troubled Spurs. So the only weak team right now that is definitely looking like a relegated side is Fulham. Apart from that, every team can trouble every other team. Spurs, the team in form, were troubled by West Brom, if you remember. So we cannot underestimate Leeds. No one underestimated Leeds. I think Arsenal fans were more realistic this time that we could be in trouble. But Pepe has taken it very casually. He's thought that, okay, if I get sent off, let me get sent off. No worries. I will do what I please. I will take a piss at this guy. I will try to headbutt him. No one will notice. I will get unpunished. I will do whatever I want to be. I'll be a lazy brat. And at the end, he got sent off. Look at his body language when he got sent off. It's like he was happy going off the pitch. It's like he wanted to go off the pitch. So that was the body language that was visible from Pepe. You don't see too many emotions on his face. You don't see the intensity. You don't see him trying. You don't see him giving a damn. You don't see him doing anything that is supposed to be done by a player that costs you 72 damn million. He's not a 72 damn million player. He's probably a 20-25 million player based on what he's playing.
Yeah. Just utter mad. It's just utter mad. I was very hopeful when we signed Pepe. I thought, he's going to do great, but he's actually probably been surprisingly, he's actually probably been the worst buy that Arsenal have ever made. And we've made some pretty shocking, spends. We've made some pretty shocking purchases.
I'm serious about this. We need to sue Raul. We need to sue Raul for this deal because he has been the one who has taken away so much of our money out of the deal. We don't know how much yet. and he's gone away without a single repercussion. We need to bloody sue him. We need to take him to court and make him pay for us. We need to get back as much money as possible. Even if we get 20, 30, 50 million back from Raul, I don't mind if a club does not pay us for Pepe. We need to make Raul pay for it. We need to make him pay, because he's left us with this deal which would have probably cost us around 60 million, 50 to 60 million, and he's made it a 72 million deal, and no one knows how much money he's taken back home in his bags, and he's gone off without a single repercussion. He was nothing happened to him. He just picked up his bags and he left full of cash. And now we have to struggle, we have to suffer, because we are still paying those installments for Pepe, and Raul has no responsibility, or he's not supposed to be liable for it. How is that justice? We need to sue Raul probably for it.
Yeah. Can I just remind everybody, do hit the like button, do subscribe if you're new to the channel, and do share, hit the share button as well. Would really appreciate that. Yeah, see, the thing is as well, like, and yesterday just brought it home, is that actually we've got no real assets in our team apart from Aubameyang. And do you know what? I've seen it in the comments as well, saying that obviously next summer we've still got obviously Torreira. He's obviously on loan. That deal, are they going to make? Is Atletico going to make that deal permanent? We've still got Guendouzi, who could potentially come back.
There is just saying there is no buy clause in Torreira's deal. It's only a loan deal. They don't have an option to buy.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Are they going to make it permanent? Are they going to buy him? Because they can put in a bid. If they like him, they can just we can get some serious money for him. If they want him, we could demand a decent fee for him.
30 odd million, maybe 30. I don't think more than that.
I'd say we could at least get 40 million for him.
I don't think so.
Let me tell you why. If we can get 40 million for Iwobi, we can at least get 40 million for Torreira, because Torreira is way better than Iwobi.
Come on, honestly, that Iwobi sale was like a miracle sale.
And why not? Yeah. Why not? Atletico played hardball with us over Partey. So why not just say to them, all right then, you want Torreira, 40 million, and he's yours. There you go. 40 million. Why not play hardball? Just play hardball. It's not. Listen, this is what really pisses me off with Arsenal, right? Yeah. Is that other teams play hardball with them, but yet when it comes to us, we just go, yeah, go on then, you have him. Here you go. Have Van Persie for 24 million. There you go. Have Cesc Fabregas. There you go. Have Nasri. Oh, there you go. Yeah, go on. You have our best player while we just fucking struggle. Do you know what I mean? It's always been the way with our team. Always.
No, I'll tell you why we can't sell him for 40 million. One, because he's not playing at Atletico Madrid. He's not playing there. He's a squad player. He's sometimes on the bench. Even if you saw the game against Barcelona, he wasn't even there in the squad. Second thing, I think he's not adjusted well to Spanish climate as well. He's not happy in Spain. Third thing, I think he's injury prone as well. He must have picked up an injury or something. And we know that is going to be the case again. And if Simeone does not use him a lot, I think he's just going to be rotting there till the end of the season. He'll probably get in a few games and we are not going to get any kind of real money for him. So he is not going to give us 40 million. I think 25 to 30 million is a realistic resale value that we may get for him, knowing the way that Arsenal already deals
well in the chat. But yesterday it was just like, I don't know, it just brought it home now. We had no real assets yesterday.
We don't have that.
And we've got no assets in our club.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have any assets. We haven't had any assets for like 2 to 3 years now. Only Aubameyang was the one guy who was saving us. Lacazette 2 seasons ago was good. But apart from that, look at our players. Leno is probably an asset in the making. And he could be big money soon. So these are the 3 players that I see right now. Which other player do you think is an asset? Pepe is a bad debt. Pepe is clearly a bad debt. Willian, if you consider the deal that we got him for free, we could possibly sell him for some profit. But he's not an asset. Willock, no. Saka, yes, but Saka you can't sell. Saka
Can
is one. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to address a comment, Steve. I'm not buying into it. Listen, I said yesterday. If you go back and watch the Liverpool watch along that I did yesterday, listen, me and Nasesh had a big argument over this yesterday. I said this yesterday. I said Pepe is being made, used as a scapegoat. I said that, listen, we were crap. And I said it, you were right. We were absolutely pathetic before Pepe got sent off. We were, listen, a lot of fans are using Pepe as a scapegoat. I'm just saying that even before yesterday, we were mugged off when we paid over the odds for Pepe. But yeah, I think, listen, I'm going to be honest here, and I said this yesterday. I still think Arteta is part of the problem. Now, I'm not Arteta out, but I just genuinely believe that he's not doing enough for me he's not getting enough out of these players, and that's just completely honest. There's a lot of people, and I've seen it in a lot of groups, saying that he will turn it around. But you know what? I'm not even so sure that he will, to be honest. I'm not so sure. We've gone now 7 hours of football, 8 hours of football without scoring a goal in open play. We've got, the decisions he's making is listen, I know he tried Aubameyang up top, and I know he's tried, tried Saka. Listen, Saka out, when Saka come on, he was probably the best player of a bad bunch for me. But and you guys know, right? Everybody in the chat and everybody know, I was positive, wasn't I? When Arteta come in, okay, I didn't have my channel when Arteta was appointed as manager. I started in.
Yeah,
no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I started in January. Arteta come in December.
Just a few weeks later.
So at the start, then, guys, you go look at all my videos and you guys know that I was positive. I was positive when I said, listen, we need to give him a chance. We need to let him get his own players in. Some fans will still say that, he needs to get his own players in, but I have to say, guys, I'm not feeling it anymore with Arteta. And listen, I'm not just saying that in a knee-jerk reaction. I'm not saying that because I'm following the tide of fans or anything like that. I'm just saying that I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not trusting him as much as I did before. And here's the thing, right? Questioning a manager, I find myself, and this is how I judge whether managers are doing the right thing for me at Arsenal. And obviously, I know we had Arsene Wenger, and it was the same for me when in my process of I went from being Wenger in to Wenger out, and one of the things I look for is if you start questioning the manager's decisions rather than trusting them, then you know that the manager is probably no good for your football club. Because if a manager was getting it right, making decisions and getting them right, you wouldn't question them. But Arteta's making decisions, and nothing's going right for him at the moment. None of it's going right for him at the moment. Whatever he does, still the same shit week in, week out, isn't it? And I can't take any more of this shit. Do you know what I mean? I can't take any more of these mediocre performances. And I have to say, guys, I don't think, I don't think we can go through um, sacking manager after manager after manager after manager, because I don't think we'll get anywhere. But I have to say, something needs to change. Arteta needs to pull something massively out of the bag, because at the moment I'm not buying into it. I'm not buying into what he's trying to do, because it's just not working. I'm not buying into, and I've not made this decision lightly. But yesterday, I'm going to be honest, guys, it was the final straw for me yesterday. So watching yesterday's game, and I expected there to be a reaction after the Villa game. I expected us to put up a better fight than we did, but we didn't. We just played the same. And if it wasn't for the bar and the post, we would have lost that game 3-0 as well. Let's not sugarcoat it, and let's not say it was a great point away from home, because it wasn't. It was a lucky point away from home. If those chances went in from Leeds, we would have lost the game 2 or 3-0. And the point, getting a point, is just glossing over a very bad, very mediocre, very underwhelming performance. Let's just be honest here. Let's take our Arsenal hearts away from it and just be honest and see it for what it was. If we weren't Arsenal fans and we were watching another team play put in that performance, we would all be sat here going, Jesus Christ, look at that shit team. Look at that team massively underperforming, massively not doing well. We would instantly look at the manager. But because we're Arsenal fans and because we've got the emotion in it, a lot of us are trying to cling on to some notion that Arteta is doing a good job. And let's be honest here, he's not. He's not at the moment. And I really want Arteta to succeed. I really do. But at the moment, he's not. He's not getting a tune out of these players. He's not getting enough out of these players, and these players can do more. We've seen it. We've seen it that when they play, they can play, and they're not. Arteta's not doing anything. I'm not confident for the Wolves game. I think Wolves are going to absolutely do a number on us, and I'm certainly not confident for the Spurs game. I think we're going to lose that by 3 or 4 goals, and that's me being honest.
See, the thing with the manager and the club is, no manager produces miracles in a few months. If you've seen all the top managers, whether it is Pochettino, whether it was Mourinho at the start of his career, whether it was Pep at the start of his career, you need to remember where Arteta is right now. Second thing is, Arteta has not even had a full season. We need to understand that. A lot of fans say that no, but he has spent around these many months, this much time. He has had a transfer window. That doesn't matter. The manager at least needs to have one season to get in the flow of everything and get control of things like he has. From a coach, he has become a manager this season, and now he needs time, because he needs to get rid of the Wenger players. He needs to get rid of some of the Emery players, including Pepe, and that is when more of his players will come in. Another YouTuber said that Arteta has 8 players of his own in his squad currently. But how many of those players are fit and how many of those players are playing in the first team? I guess maybe 1 or maximum 2. So the other players that are in the squad are of Emery or they are of Wenger. So you need to remember that Arteta still does not have a lot of his own players. How many players are actually good enough to be in this Arsenal squad right now? Maybe 2 or 3. Again, Saka, Leno, Aubameyang. Can you name it? Maybe Gabriel. 4. 3 or 4. Saka also was not playing the full game, so only 3. Aubameyang is not in form. So if you saw yesterday's performance, even Gabriel didn't have a great game, but Gabriel and Leno were the only 2 players who would make it in any top team right now, not even Aubameyang, because of the fact that Aubameyang, when he does not score goals, he does not do too much. So we need to understand there are like 3 or 4 good players right now in the team. and that is it. Apart from that, there are around, as I said, one or two only first team players that are in the team that are actually Arteta's players, which includes Willian, and the other player there is Gabriel. The rest of the all the other players have been signed by other managers. And even though people may not agree to this completely, Tierney has not been up to the mark this season because either of the reason that he's played as a left centre back and he does not like it. And yesterday also he was okay. He was decent. He was not that great, but he was looking better than a left centre back, what he has done. So he also can buckle up. Yes, he has a lot of energy, but he needs to show more energy in the game. Pepe was made charge of taking all the free kicks in the first half. If you guys saw, Willian, who is a specialist in taking free kicks, was moving away from the free kicks and letting Pepe take charge. That clearly showed that Arteta had put all his faith in Pepe, told Pepe that you have come out and said in the press conference that I'm not giving you chances to play. Go out there and play, be creatively free, take free kicks, take everything that you want, do everything that you want, but I want a goal from you. And what has Pepe done? This. He's come out and headbutt someone and he's been sent off.
Yeah,
so,
but see, the thing is, and I've seen Arteta as well blaming the fact that there's no fans in the stadium. And I've seen, and Frankie, you make a point about the schedule, that managers are complaining about the busy schedule. Here's the thing though, right? Yeah. They're professional footballers. Busy schedule is part of their, is part of their thing. And let's be honest as well. Other managers have got busy schedules, and their teams are managing to perform.
About busy schedules, I didn't say it. Someone in the comments.
No. Frankie. I read it in the comment. Yeah, I was just responding to Frankie's comment. And also as well. See, here's the thing though, Nitesh. Right? You say about it's not Arteta's. He's only playing. One or two of his players.
Right now, if you see his buys, only two buys are playing. Thomas Partey is injured, so Willian is the buy that Arteta got for himself, and Gabriel. All other players were previously bought players, and out of those, only 3 or 4 are good enough to actually be in a top squad. And that too, Aubameyang right now is not playing like a player who should be in a top squad. If you did a combined 11 of Bamford versus Aubameyang based on form, you would probably think that I should go with Bamford because Bamford was scoring in every goal, whereas Aubameyang wasn't scoring in any of the games, and he wasn't even doing anything, contributing anything. So that is what I'm trying to say, that if you see, we have only a fair amount of 4 or 5 players in the entire squad who are right now top players, and Arteta has to utilize them day in and day out. Those players will get injured, like Thomas Partey got injured, Saka got injured.
Yeah.
Why do you think these guys are getting injured? Because there are limited quality players in the squad, and he has to use them each week and week out. And those guys have to fill in for players like Granit Xhaka. Those guys have to compensate for players like Socrates, or maybe in this team right now, Rob Holding was not that great. They have to compensate for Bellerin. They have to compensate for other weaklings in the team. So they overcome it and then they get injured. So that is the point, that when you have only 4 or 5 good players, top level players, out of which one is signed, in fact 2 are signed by Arteta.
But
Gabriel,
I don't think that's the reason why we played crap yesterday though.
No,
because let's be honest as well, right? Let's be honest. Arteta got a tune out of these players when we won the FA Cup. He got a tune out of the players. When we put in we're putting a shift in the semi-final and final of the FA Cup, and there was no fans in the stadium. Then there was no, This is what I just feel like he's making excuses. I just
for what? These guys are not motivated. They don't look motivated.
For the poor performances.
No, what I'm saying is the players don't seem motivated anymore. Look at Aubameyang's play from last season. He was on fire when he was playing under Arteta last season. Towards the end, he was literally on fire. He doesn't even motivated to run with the ball. Doesn't seem motivated to run with the ball anymore. How can someone become from world class to world trash in the space of a few weeks? It's the manager can't do anything. That you become from a world class player to world trash.
He can motivate the players.
He is trying.
Motivate them.
There is no Emery couldn't.
Well, obviously, he's not not motivate you, and then you change it. You change it up. You know.
And if you have seen the article from the Athletic that Brownie shared, that the article that the Athletic did, Aubameyang's stats are way better throughout his career on the left hand side. He always played on the left hand side. His stats are better. Yes, he did play in centrally as well, but his stats on the left hand side have been better. So this excuse that Aubameyang is not performing because he's playing on the left or he's being played on the left is a lame excuse, because even the Athletic, a reputed journalist from the Athletic, has done an article stating the same, that this is a damn excuse. He and Arteta also came out and said that Aubameyang's best position is on the left side of the attack. And the other thing, even if you saw yesterday, he was in at times going around on the wings, right, left. He was running around and
Yeah, and he
coming
gets
center.
no support on the left. He's got no support on the left.
No, most of our attack. Yeah.
Unless he plays Tierney as an actual fullback where he can come up and support him, he's getting no support.
He was yesterday. Playing.
Yeah, but Aubameyang was in the centre.
So now what do you want Arteta to do? Fans say play Aubameyang at the center. He played Aubameyang at the center. He did not connect with he did not connect with Tierney. He did not connect that greatly with Willian, and it did not work out. He didn't connect that. When he's playing there on the left, fans want him to be playing at the center. When he's playing at the center, fans want him to be playing at the left. I don't understand. What logic is that? Where do you want Arteta? If he plays him on the left, fans complain that he's not being playing on the at the center. If he's playing on the left center, fans complain that he's better on the left. Now, where does Arteta go with that? That is the thing. What happens is Aubameyang, irrespective.
And let me ask you, right? Are we confident that the players are buying into what Arteta's doing?
They did last season.
Let's be honest. Yeah, they did last season. Of course they did.
Yeah.
But are they buying into it now? Because you look at it. You've got Dani Ceballos and David Luiz having fights. You've got Pepe coming out. It's not exactly a harmonious dressing room, is it? Do you know what I mean?
I don't think that was a real fight. I mean, Dani Ceballos came out and said it was fake, first of all. If it was a fight,
yeah, he's going to say that, though, isn't he? He's going to say that. Come on, let's be honest. He's not going to come out and say, "Oh yeah, by the way, me and David Luiz had a bit of a fight." Listen, you're not going to say that.
If it was a serious fight, we know Arteta is ruthless. He would punish them. Don't you remember the game? I think it was before a match. Eddie and Ceballos had a fight, or someone had a fight with Ceballos. I don't remember who was the other player. If you remember in training, those two players then were on the bench for that game. They didn't start the game.
At Fulham, it was Ceballos and Ketia, but they were benched anyway. Yeah, but they were benched anyway. They were bench players anyway.
No, they could have started that game.
They weren't. They were benched. The teams had already been announced. They were benched. They were on the bench.
That was in the training before the game. The incident happened in training.
Yeah. But the team sheet had come out. The team sheet was during the warm up. They had a thing in the warm up at the bench. It was already in the team. The team sheet was already out.
Yeah, but so that is what I'm trying to say. If it was something like that, if it was something very serious, he would have probably dropped one of them or both of them. And that is the Arteta. If he wanted to punish, he could have done it because he did it with Guendouzi. So again, Tubbs is going into the whole Xhaka thing. I think if you want to get into it, you can defend it. I don't want to defend it because I thought that he shouldn't have been captain ever again. With respect to playing, I think Arsenal is now in a zone where we take players and we play players which are.
Let me ask you a question. Would you take that if it was true? Would you take that swap, Xhaka for Eriksen?
Any day of my life. I would be saying I am an Inter Milan fan after Arsenal if that would happen for life.
Yeah, I would take it.
Yeah, I would take it. Obviously, who's going to defend Granit Xhaka? Not me. I'm not defending Xhaka.
No. I would take it because I think Eriksen's a better player than Granit Xhaka.
Any day. And you need to remember one more thing. We are about to lose 5 or 6 players at the end of the season. We need such bargains. We need such players who have quality, and we need such players who are not just quality but will be with our club for at least 2 to 3 years till we are able to develop more youngsters, because we are going to lose a lot of players at one go at the end of the season. So I think Ericsson is right there in that. Even if he is not, you can say, not a first team player for Arsenal, because if he doesn't perform that well, he will be better as a squad player than Xhaka.
Yeah. So sum up for us then, Nitesh, where you think it. So sum up in just a few words how we can change things for the Wolves game.
I think it is. I didn't want to see any major change in this game, apart from the fact that El Neni and Partey would be out. I think if Thomas Partey is fit and he comes back, I need to check the update on that, whether that is actually happening. If he comes back into the team, I think we will have our driving force again. I think
Yeah.
Ceballos should be dropped. Ceballos did not play well in that game. He needs to be dropped. I think Willock can be retained for one more game, one more half at least, one more 45 minutes he should be given. He needs to be more involved in the game. Pepe is out of the team. I think Reece Nelson played well in that game in the second half when he came on. So I think Reece Nelson should also be starting this game. Apart from that, if Willian is injured, again, that is a problem. Saka, if he's injured, then that is a problem. If he's fit, then great. Um, so I think more or less, if I have to play a 4-3-3, I'm giving you an example. If it has to be a 4-3-3, I said this before. If we don't have Pepe and we're not going to play Nelson, I think I will play Willock up front, even if it is out of position on the right wing. A lot of people said, why Willock on the right wing? Willock has never played
He's
on the
not a
right wing.
winger. He's not a
He's not,
winger.
he's not going to play
He's
as a
not a
proper
wing.
winger. He's not going
He's
to
not
play
a
as a
winger.
proper
He is.
winger. No,
Don't put
trust
him
me.
around.
Hold on. Let me
You're
finish again.
making the same mistakes as what Emery do, playing players out of their
No,
positions.
hold on, listen again. What he has to do, what his main job will be, linking up with Bellerin. His main job will be to link up with Bellerin. And when Willock will play there, he will be a lot more energetic. I'm saying if Nelson is not playing there, I'm
It's
not
not
saying
going to
definitely.
happen though. It's not going to happen.
Then Nelson has to play there, because Pepe isn't going to play. Willian is probably
Yeah,
injured.
Nelson's a winger, so he'd do better there. But Willock,
See, Willock played as a false nine in the Europa League game, and he did not play exactly as a striker. He and Eddie were interchanging. So again, I'm saying this. When I'm saying he can start on the right. He is not going to play as a winger. He's going to play as an inward forward. He's going to come centrally and play into the box like Aubameyang is expected to play. Just because he starts on the right doesn't mean that he'll be playing as a winger, because even I know he's not a winger. But you need to try something different. He has energy, he has experience. The only concern and the problem that I had with Willock were two. One, his finishing, and second, his decision making. This season, I have seen both of them have improved in the Europa League. If he can do that in the Premier League. Now, the problem was last game he was playing in midfield and he was not visible. He was not visible from the midfield. But what happens is, if he's playing in an attacking role, even if it is not his preferred position, he will be more visible there and a threat who will try to disturb the defensive side of things. He will try to run at the defenders. We need such commitment and energy. And if he's not able to do it from midfield, I would give him 45 minutes to try to do it from the wing if Nelson is not being played. If Nelson is again being used as a substitute, then. But if Nelson is the first choice, then I have no problem, because Nelson had a good game. I was not counting Nelson last time when I said this. And as I said, even though he will start there, he will be interchanging. Like if you saw the game against Leeds, Willian and Aubameyang were interchanging a lot. Even though Willian started the game at the center, he went on to the left then. He went on to the right at times. He was interchanging. Aubameyang was moving around as well. So just because a player starts at a particular position does not mean he cannot interchange. Arteta's tactics and Arteta's formation and strategy is very dynamic. So that is the thing. I know a lot of fans criticize Arteta for playing Willian as a false nine against City, but you need to understand that game, I think he has learned his lesson a bit. But the thing was that it was expected to be dynamic. Unfortunately, it wasn't too dynamic against City, but yesterday I could see the dynamism in the game. But we have again not scored a goal. That is the only major problem.
Yeah. And I think as well, if we can get a win from somewhere, I think it would give our front line a bit more confidence, because you can see that the confidence is shot to pieces. The confidence is not there.
That front line is looking so bad. Even you can see it. Anyone can see it. That the front line is very bad right now. They're out of form. They are very poor. They're not playing. Aubameyang is not playing, as I said, from a world class player to a world trash player. He's looking like right now. He's not playing well. Luckily he got that penalty goal, and one goal he got against Fulham. You need to understand one thing, Daniel. I think even you will agree. Last season also we said this. If not for Aubameyang, Arsenal would have been maybe in the bottom half of the Premier League table. You remember, if not for Aubameyang's goals, right? We have said this in Wenger's last years as well. If not for Aubameyang and Lacazette scoring in that season, probably we would have been in more trouble. We would have been in the bottom half of the table once again under Wenger as well. Even though we finished around, I think, sixth place.
We're in the bottom half of the table now.
Because that is the reason. Because we predicted this, that the
we're in the bottom half of the table because we're shit. We can't even score from open play. It's mad.
No, the reason we are not scoring from open play is because everyone has predicted this. Everyone knew this last season. The time.
Do you know the one thing? Let me say this as well, right? Yeah. Do you know the one thing that this is teaching everybody?
Yeah.
And this is the one thing I said as well last year. I said you can't always rely on one striker to carry you through. And that's what we're doing. We're relying on one striker.
I have been fighting this whole battle with respect to Giroud and why he went on that unbeaten run, saying the same thing for years now, saying that because we did not have a backup striker to back Giroud, he had his goal drought, and then we got fucked and we lost the Premier League title that we should have probably won because we did not have a backup striker. Wenger was content with Sanogo and an injured Walcott and all those players. This is the same thing happening. We don't have backup players. We have Eddie, who's probably not good enough, as we can see. We have Martinelli, who's injured. Lacazette is not able to score, and he needs more chances, but we're not creating that many chances. So this is a similar situation. If Aubameyang does not score in the next 6 to 7 games, he's going to get as much abuse as Giroud was getting. Trust me on that. And then whether he has won the FA Cup, whether he has won the Golden Boot before, whether he has done any amount of crap for Arsenal or any amount of good for Arsenal, he's not going to be spared. Trust me on that. He's going to be blamed. He's going to be said. They're going to say he did it all for the 350k a week, and that is all he is. He's a money hungry, gold digging player or whatever. That's what they're going to call him if he cannot score in the next 6 or 7 games. But fans won't realize that it happens with every good striker. They have a drought, and that is when you need to have a backup player. And the problem with respect to Arteta, with respect to Aubameyang, is there is a problem, and that problem is that Arteta doesn't have the guts to drop Aubameyang to the bench, which Emery did when he was not performing. Used him as a super sub, got him back in form, and then he started firing again, and then he was brought back into the team when he was back in form. This thing Arteta has not done yet. Another reason for that is probably if Aubameyang was not the captain at that point of time, if you remember, but now he has the armband, and everyone, the fan base, are too emotional about him. Maybe that is one of the reasons why Arteta does not actually right now have the guts or is not ready to drop Aubameyang, because he knows that unlike Pepe, Aubameyang can produce a goal from nowhere. Fans expect Pepe to do it. Arteta expects Aubameyang to do it, but he has not done it yet.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think we'll wrap up there. I think I think it's been a good stream. Nitesh, do you just want to tell everybody where they can find you?
Well, I was thinking of doing the watch along for the Wolves game that is going on at the moment, but I think it is going to be a rather boring game. But let's see what I plan out with respect to that. Already 22 minutes on the game, and if you guys get a chance, do check out Beyond the Posts on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. If I do go live, you can join in if you want, and you can also find me on Arsenal FC Fans. It's a Facebook page. I have already started promoting it more. I have reached around 372k likes now from 370 odd likes. So 1 million is the target, and hopefully we get to see that. Maybe we are going to do a debate on Tierney is a captain material, something like that. Like one of the comments says, we may have a debate soon on whether Tierney should be the captain or not. And thank you so much, Daniel, for having me on again. It's always fun here.
Yeah, no worries. Listen, it's a pleasure having you on. And yeah, listen, guys, I'm going to be possibly back tomorrow. Not definite, though. But if not tomorrow, I'll be back Wednesday for the preview of the Europa League game on Thursday. So, yeah, do stay tuned for that. Like I said, I'll keep you guys updated in respects to the show with Claude. I've got to have a chat to him. Also, I think I'll be appearing on his channel at some point during the week as well. So I'll let you guys know if and when that's happening. And yeah, listen, thank you to everybody that's tuned in. Like I said, I'm trying to push the channel to 1,500 subscribers. Also, I'm the Facebook page is growing and my Twitter as well. So do check out all those platforms. They're going across the bottom of your screen in the banner. So yeah, do go and check those out. And yeah, listen, it was a poor performance yesterday, but we move on to the next game. We just got to go again on Thursday, and then go again on I think it's Saturday or Sunday we play. So yeah, listen, all have a good evening, and yeah, take care, guys.
Bye, guys.